Planet X TV.
What's happening, Planet X? We're chilling here at the top of the world at the Inn at Sunset Cliffs, interviewing Noah Coughlan. What's up, man?
Thanks for having me.
This guy just ran across the world for Run for Rare. You guys, take a look right here on Planet X.
Only here on Planet X.
What's happening, Planet X? I'm chilling here with Noah Coughlan. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Really appreciate you coming out. We're here at beautiful Inn at Sunset Cliffs. This gentleman just ran across the entire US of A. I'm wondering what is going through his head. He landed here in Ocean Beach, San Diego. Noah, what's up, dude?
Resting up a little bit, pretty tired, but made it. Made it again for the third time, and couldn't think of a better place to end than where I started this whole journey 5 years ago at Ocean Beach.
He did say third time there, you guys. This is Noah's first time. This man is a unique athlete. He has ultimate mindset. Noah, tell us about how you got into this. What's going on? Where you plan on going with this? Where did it all start? I want to hear it all.
Well, let's start at the start of this thing. You know, I grew up in Northern California, a town called Vacaville, which is right by Napa, and grew up with two girls with a rare brain disease. It's called Batten disease. And children are born healthy and over time lose sight, speech, motor skills. Met them when I was a teenager, but back then I was too busy being a kid myself. And it wasn't until about 5 years ago when I was 26 that I came across their story again and took a second look at it. And that's when I finally researched it and said, there's only 2,000 kids around the world that have this really rare brain disease. Well, let me see if I can do something. And back then it was the economy was a little tipsy, and a lot of people's trajectory of their life had changed, including mine. So new options opened up in my life, and I said, you know what, I really want to help these kids out. So I started researching this disease, and I said, you know, I got to do something. Now, I've always been active. I've always had a lot of stamina. Always been an athlete, but being a marathoner or a long distance runner was something that I had never done. So after a few months, I decided, you know, a run across America will really get people's attention. At least I would hope it would. So I came up with a plan to run the minimum distance possible, and that the map told me it was basically from San Diego to Jacksonville, Florida. And that's how this whole thing started, was a personal connection to a rare disease called Batten disease. And just, first time going across America, I was terrified. Just had no idea what I was doing. Physically fit, but just still learning the whole game. But so I left here on February 28th, 2011, and I ran all the way to Jacksonville, Florida. Made it Pacific to Atlantic, and that was just the first run. So that's how this thing started.
And that was 200 days or 120 days?
132 days, 4 months and 12 days on the southern United States.
Hi, Heather Dawn for Planet X, and it's very exciting down here in San Diego because it is Comic-Con. That's right, where the world comes to see what's going on in pop culture. And we're going to be having a great time today because we are going to be driven around the city in SuperShuttle, the official shuttle for superheroes, because every once in a while, everyone needs a lift. So come on, jump on in, and we're going to see what's going on. What do you love about it so much?
It has lots of games and it's really fun.
If you had to describe Comic-Con in one word, what would it be?
Well, you put me on the spot with this one. I'd like to think about your Earth terms for a moment.
Magical.
Magical, yes.
Mad.
Hi there, this is Kara for Planet X, and welcome to San Diego's International Comic-Con. Let's go meet some characters.
I'm Draven. And I'm Lux. We're from League of Legends.
Launster Mash, and I'm cosplaying as Jedi Master Wolverine.
If you were to describe Comic-Con in one word, what would it be?
It's pretty chaotic.
Maybe epic.
It's a blast.
We'll be back with more Comic-Con right here on Planet X.
Planet X is brought to you by SuperShuttle, the official transportation partner for Planet X TV. When you need a lift, think SuperShuttle.
Only here on Planet X. Only here on Planet X.
Only here on Planet X.
Hello world, I am Ezio Lucido, director-producer of the forthcoming Run for Rare feature-length documentary. Rare diseases impact over 30 million Americans and 350 million people globally. Unfortunately, most of the more than 7,000 known rare diseases do not have a cure, treatment, or even a pathway to hope. This means an unacceptable segment of our world is facing this struggle alone. This 4th of July, Noah Coughlan is finishing his epic third transcontinental run across the United States of America, completing his personal mission to bring a much-needed lift to the rare community. At Ocean Beach, San Diego, Noah will take his final steps into the Pacific Ocean, 127 days later, after trekking a determined 3,000 miles from the Statue of Liberty. And now, there is real hope. There is hope because there is all of you. Let's honor Noah's commitment by coming together to raise the most awareness possible. Life is everything, and every life matters. Please join us in this effort. To learn more about rare diseases and how you can get involved, please visit runforrare.org.
So the second run, you started where?
So the second run was 2 years later. Had no idea I was going to do a second run, but 2 years later, I was a little more knowledgeable, a little more well-versed as an athlete and as an advocate for this rare brain disease. And I decided, you know what? Let me do this one more time. But this time, the second time, I'm going to go solo. First time I had a support crew, a vehicle hauling all my gear. Second time I ran from Half Moon Bay, California, which is right by San Francisco, 3,100 miles to Boston, Massachusetts, pushing a jogging stroller with about 90 pounds of gear, food, water, clothing, electronics, laptop, and also an 8-foot pole, big 3x5 American flag. Carried that from Pacific to Atlantic. So it's not easy, and there was a lot of drama and a lot of crazy things that happened with weather along the way, but I did make it again from Pacific to Atlantic, basically San Francisco to Boston.
That's run number 2. Ended just on 4th of July, run number 3. He started here on, just on his shirt, February 28th, 2015, ended in Ocean Beach on the 4th of July. Man ran from Atlantic Ocean into the Pacific Ocean. This run is phenomenal. You are an extreme athlete. What sort of training went into that?
So with this third run, 2 years later, I could have swore I was done running, but an opportunity showed up again, and to help honor that one rare disease, I had to honor them all and just run for anything that was rare. Now, to put it in perspective, there are 30 million Americans with a rare disease. That's 1 in 10. That's a pretty significant number. Big number. A rare disease is anything 200,000 or less in a community. I'm sorry, 200,000 or less globally. Okay. And so sometimes it's 10 people in the world, sometimes it's 200,000 people in the world have this certain syndrome or condition, and 95% don't have an FDA-approved drug or treatment, which means close to 30 million Americans are silently suffering, and they don't really get the attention they need. There's still not a lot of cures or treatments. So if the number was pretty shocking to me, which is why I decided to do the third run. So just wanted to put that out there first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So with the training involved in any run across America, you run as much as possible. You have to keep your lungs clean, so no smoking, no drinking, no. You got to treat your body, eat the healthiest foods you can, and just work out. Try to tighten up your core, tighten up your back, tighten up your legs. Keep in mind, this is a continent. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. Some days you'll be walking, some days you'll be running, and you have to adapt to all the weather extremes, whether it's a
downhill, freezing, hot,
hurricane, tornado, hail, anything, plus traffic and everything. So, but you are on your feet every day for at least 25 miles. Some days it's 15, some days it's 40. It all depends on the circumstances.
Now, I was speaking earlier with Noah. He said 25 miles, you guys. I don't even like to drive 25 miles, so if we can all imagine what that's like running 25 miles for a second. Most people might jog a mile or two. I spoke with Noah earlier today. He says, I'm going to go warm up. I might do 5 miles. Noah's an extreme athlete, you guys. This is a mental capability that this takes on his whole body. I mean, he told me a funny fact. How many pairs of shoes?
9.
9 pairs of shoes. That's like down to the sole.
You know, not down to the sole, and that's the reason why I changed them out early. But even the quarter inch that gets lost on 300, 400 miles will transfer up and impact one of your hips or your knees, because you're walking on the side of the road that's already tapered for water drainage and already at an angle. So you learn this stuff as you go. And I do have some permanent injuries from the road. Would still do it all again because it did get the word out about many of these kids. But nothing broken, nothing torn, and just a fascinating adventure across America 3 times.
I couldn't be a bigger fan of it. Planet X will be back with more after this.
Planet X TV. Only here. Only here. Planet X.
Only here on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
What's happening, Planet X? We're back here at the inn at Sunset Cliffs with Noah Coughlan. Thanks for coming again. Appreciate it. He's going to get into the symbolism of the flag. He had this huge United States flag with him the whole time. Can you tell me more about that?
I just thought it would be appropriate and also a safety measure to have a giant, 8-foot pole and 3x5 American flag. So did that on the second run. And the third run, I was given a flag, American flag, by Travis Air Force Base in Northern California, close to where I live. They gave me a flag as a gift to commend my first 2 runs. They didn't know I was doing a third run yet, neither did I. But this flag that they gave me was flown by the 908th Expeditionary Air Refueling Squadron in Iraq during a combat mission in October. Cool. So that alone, it already had some significance to it. It's not just a flag you'd pick up at a hardware store. So I asked them if I could carry it across America, just out of courtesy. They said, you can do whatever you want with the flag. We would love for you to carry it across America. Just don't let it touch the ground. That's the one rule. You don't let the American flag touch the ground. And from somebody who was never in the military, that was good to know that one rule was requested. So I took that flag, and it's been with me, Atlantic Ocean, New York City, all the way to the Pacific. And the Marine Corps folded it. I can look back at that pier right there, and the Marine Corps folded the flag 3 days ago.
3 days.
Even in the desert, believe it or not, with the 115-degree heat coming in, I would hide under the shadow of the flag because there was no cover out there. So literally, you see the sun rays are coming down, and then my stroller's there, and then your flag will just cast a shadow. I would be under that shadow. So technically, I'm hiding under the flag was literally my protection from the sun sometimes. It was.
Let's talk about the weather. How did you just ran the entire nation?
Yeah, it's not normal to start off in winter and head to summer. Usually the first 2 runs I started, here in California and ran east. So this time I was a little more seasoned and knew I was up for a challenge. So started off in bitter winter. You're talking polar vortex. And, we see, as Californians, we see what's going on sometimes in Boston and New York and snowstorms. And to see it on the news and to actually feel it in your bones, where your toes and everything's freezing, and to still walk, 13 or run 20 or to go any distance, it takes its own mental tenacity to just survive the cold. But I did start in winter. Things started to heat up a little bit once I started getting into Tennessee, but it still was cold. And then as soon as I got through Arkansas and Oklahoma, I entered Tornado Alley right when the season was starting. And if anybody watched 2015 across the Midwest, there was some pretty severe floods in Texas, tornadoes in Oklahoma, the whole Midwest. I was there. I've obviously survived, but it was still pretty traumatic seeing what the communities were going through. You know what? Actually, a tornado hit about 50 miles to my west where I was headed, and it hit a small zoo or a small something that had to do with some animals, but some tigers got out, so they called it a tiger-nado. It was all over.
That day he ran 48 miles instead of the 25. Yeah.
So once I got out of Tornado Alley, made it into the Panhandle of Texas, then Albuquerque, then you start seeing snakes and spiders. And I'll tell you what, my heart stops. I swear it skips a beat when you see a rattlesnake slithering and it's in the grass kind of where you're running.
Things we would not even know about running across the country.
Yeah, you're at the mercy of the elements, mercy of Mother Nature. And the last final straw was the 115-degree heat of Phoenix. Phoenix is a purgatory, I call it. It is a real place. They call it Phoenix.
Purgatory?
Yeah, it is an oven. So it was. You just drink a lot of water, of course, hydrate. But your body reacts differently in all these circumstances. Cold, it's a little harder to warm up. But in the heat, you're drinking so much water, it's just like a car. You just keep fueling it, you can just keep going. I actually performed a lot better in the heat than I anticipated.
Planet X TV.
Only here on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
All right, Planet X. Talking here with Noah Coughlan. He just mentioned all the crazy weather. He did mention that he got tagged by a car. I got to hear about them getting tagged by a car. Do you have a cart?
So pushing the stroller with the big American flag, you do your best to be visible, and it was kind of a funky intersection out there in Tennessee in Knoxville. Easter Sunday, a lady coming from church, really nice Southern lady, and she just didn't look right. Honest mistake, but I was the recipient of the honest mistake. So my next thing you know, my left side got hit. Cart started to crumble in front of me. And I had to hit the hood, and she stopped and jumped out and was pretty terrified, thinking she maybe hit a kid in a stroller. But it was pretty shocking to know that I got hit by a car, bounced off, and then kept running the same day. I had to get a new stroller a few blocks away at a new store. So after within 5 years of running, or 5 years and 3 runs across America, it was inevitable I'd get hit by a car, but
Yeah, you're asking for it.
that was only on like day 30. I still had 100 something more, about 100 days to go.
Did the flag hit the ground?
Flag did not hit the ground. No, the flag was still standing.
Flag was standing. All right, Noah. So on a serious side note here, you met with some seriously important people. This grabbed some major attention. Who are the people that you met throughout the nation?
Yeah, so this issue, this rare disease issue in the United States is so serious that it is being addressed by all of the lawmakers in the country, all the public leaders. On day 18, which was March 17th or so, I was invited to have a joint press conference with the United States Congress on the steps of the United States Capitol in D.C. with the Rare Disease Congressional Caucus and the Energy and Commerce Committee, which is the most powerful committee in the United States Congress. That was just 3 weeks in. After that, I met with Governor Hutchinson in Arkansas at the state capitol. Right after that, Governor Mary Fallin of Oklahoma invited me to the state capitol for a governor's commendation. And then right after that, I met Governor Martinez in Santa Fe there at the New Mexico capitol. And all along the way, it was mayors and everything. It was a feel-good story. I hope carrying the flag and both running for all these just one in a million causes really caught the attention of the lawmakers. And government does play a role in helping address these issues, but so does the everyday citizen. So it was really, yes, I was running for a specific rare disease cause, but it was also a story of America. And we live in a great country. There's a lot of kind people, whether it's a hotel owner or just someone driving by. And I was really inspired every day just by the kindness of the American people. And that's what propelled me forward.
Noah Coughlan ran across the United States, you guys. Noah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming by the interview. You guys, I'm Gavin Fleming right here on Planet X. We'll catch you next time.
Meanwhile, in San Diego,
We're here at Comic-Con, and we have an exclusive with Thor. Are you Captain America?
I'm a Tinkerbell fan.
It's the League of Hasses.
And I'm obviously Wonder Woman.
Have you seen any bad guys today? Not yet.
Joker.
There was the Chewbacca, and he had to be like 7 feet tall. That was pretty amazing.
For me, Comic-Con, just hanging out, seeing my friends. That's what it's all about.
now how long did it take for you to put your ensemble together?
Well, it took me about 30 years to get the muscles.
Mine, I'm still working on mine.
Now, everyone, if you could describe Comic-Con in one word, what would it be?
I would have to say phenomenal.
It's perfect.
Exciting. Nerdgasm.
We'll be back with more right here on Planet X, live from Comic-Con.
Planet X TV.
Only here.
Only here on Planet X.
If you wish to appear on Planet X TV or to get more information, please email us at info@planetx.tv.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Planet X is brought to you by SuperShuttle, the official transportation partner for Planet X TV. When you need a lift, think SuperShuttle.
This is Heather Dawn. We had an amazing time here at the San Diego Comic-Con. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time. Bye!
You got your lovely long hair and your deep sea eyes, with nothing much on your mind. You're in it for the ride. You said that you only live once, you'll give anything a try. You promised me you'd tell the truth, now I know that that's a lie. Yeah, I gave my heart to Isabella. She's bad news, but I'm no better. Gave my heart to Isabella. Now I wish I never met her. And I can be all that you want, baby, don't talk, don't talk. And I can be all that you want, baby, don't talk, don't talk. I gravitate to you like you're my moon, I'm on the sea. My thoughts drift back to you momentarily. You've never ever been the one chasing me, but you're just having fun, girl. You got me on the run. Hey, Planet X!
Only here on Planet X. Only here on Planet X.
Planet X is brought to you by the Inn at Sunset Cliffs here in beautiful Ocean Beach, California. Check it, book it, you'll love it.